Hey, Keto Rock Stars. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day. I have decided to go for another walk. Um, it is Saturday, March 21st, about 3:11 p.m. And I'm just going to drive to the Riverwalk. I don't know if probably not going to film the whole thing, but we just got done with our PhD graduation. Congratulations to all the health coaches out there. Uh, Everybody worked really hard over the last 6 or 7 months to get through that course. I am already coaching clients, so I'm really excited about that. Um, with that topic, I am currently offering a special of 50% off all coaching packages. Now, I understand that most people in this community who follow my channel aren't in need of coaching services because you guys are already living that lifestyle. But you may have a friend or family member that may need some assistance. So, if you know of anybody that you think would benefit from coaching and you think that I would be a good fit for them, feel free to share this out. You can email me at ketorockstars21@gmail.com or AmyDavis@harmonyhealthandlifestyle.com. And I'll post those emails in the comments. I am almost at the destination to start the walk, and it is like 60 degrees out. It's supposed to get up to 70. It's 61 degrees out, so I may or may not need a jacket. That's not my turn. My turn is right here. I always miss. Oh, that's not my turn either. Gosh. It's been years. I mean, other than the last walk I've been here, it's been years since I've been here, and I forget where to turn in to park. Probably because they've also done some construction work around here. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off, and I will catch you when we start the walk. Okay, Keto Rock Stars. Rock and Coach Amy, I'm back here, and I am at the Riverwalk again. And I'm going to go the opposite direction this time. Probably not going to film this whole thing because you guys have already seen this. But it is like 61 degrees outside and beautiful. And again, going for a walk. I'm feeling a little stressed today. Mostly because my husband went to the doctor Thursday. I went with him. And while he's not getting worse, he's not necessarily getting better either. So there's that. And they can't really give him any medication because it was the medication that caused the Steven Johnson syndrome to begin with. It is very busy out here. People out playing tennis. My screen is really dark because it's sunny and I have it on battery saving mode, so I can't really tell what I'm filming here. But hopefully this comes out good. So I'm going the opposite direction today, and I'm starting over the bridge. So again, feeling a little stressed because of husband's continued issues. And then also, he is now officially on short-term disability, which means he doesn't have to work, which is a good thing, right? Because he is not feeling well enough to work and he's had to call off. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Hold on, I gotta come over here and film this. Okay, I told you guys that this is so much prettier when it's sunny out. I don't know if you can see that, but that is where we ended up on the last video. I'm gonna come over here just because it's too pretty not to film. The sun is glistening off the river. So pretty today, the sun is shining. Look at that. That just made me feel so much better already. So beautiful. Isn't that pretty and calming? Take a moment just to reflect and relax. Okay, that made me feel so much better. So peaceful, beautiful. Our friends the geese are here, and it is busy. So people are probably going to be laughing at me filming out here. But I dropped my little cheat sheet. But it's okay, I don't care. So we're gonna walk over the bridge. Hopefully I'm not stepping in duck poop. I'll be tight a bit. There we go. That way my camera doesn't move around. Okay, so I've been feeling stressed about my husband. He is on short-term disability, which is great, but that means that his salary for the remaining weeks that he's working is only about 60%. The good news is he continues to keep his insurance for the time that he's on short-term disability, which when he goes on my insurance, it's going to be $800 a month. So I'm hoping he'll be able to stay on his insurance until June. Because, yeah, just because that's extremely expensive. Again, congrats to the PhD graduating class of 2026. We're the first graduating class of the PhD community, and that's pretty exciting. So now we are tasked with health coaching and starting our businesses and our LLCs and getting insurance and all of the things. Hi, cutie. Hi. Have a good day. It's very busy out here today. So most of us are working on starting our businesses and moving forward with that. And some of us, like Juliet and myself, have already started coaching clients, so that's exciting. Jerry also is coaching clients, I know. There's a few others that are coaching clients. So best of luck to all of the PhD and Kilts coaches. And some people just took the course to not even coach. Some people just took the courses just for knowledge to help themselves. And that's okay, right? So we want to congratulate everybody. So what did I do today? Earlier, before the coaching class, I got up. I decided I wasn't hungry, so I did not eat breakfast. Not even the hard-boiled egg and the bacon. And then I just had some coffee, my usual coffee. And then lunch came around and I was hungry. But I'm like, you know what? I still don't want to eat. We're going to have a big dinner. I'm working on a recipe for my live stream with Thomas Target Prime Rib for Sunday, March 29th. I think that is March 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to do another cooking challenge for fun. So I decided to work on that recipe. And then I also made some heart attack chicken, Rick's recipe. So that's what I did this morning. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I can wait till dinner. Lots of doggies here today. So it is very busy. You're going to see a lot of people surrounding me today. So getting ready to walk under that bridge again. The one I drove over the other day. So as soon as I got done with my heart attack chicken recipe, it was time for me to get on the PhD Zoom call for graduation. And then my husband's friend came over because, my husband hasn't been seeing his friends since he got sick. So they are watching some basketball or watching whatever they're watching in the garage. I'm like, you know what? He's not ready for dinner. So I'm just going to go for a walk. So I have not eaten anything since I want to say 5:30 p.m. last night. Which brings me to my next topic. And I've taken a little heat for this. I started taking Berberine Plus because the cravings since I went carnivore, and I don't even want to call them cravings. I want to call it just constant hunger, has just been intense, right? Cravings are when you're hungry for sweets or a snack or something to that effect. I'm hungry for meals, right? I'm hungry for meals and I could eat all the time. And even after I finish a meal, sometimes I'm hungry after that. Now, I've been taking the berberine for about a week now. I've gotten up from 1 dose to 2 doses. I will say I've had a little bit of digestive issues because berberine plus acts like metformin, right? Which can also cause gastrointestinal issues. But really only one day did I have a problem. And it was right after I ate. So there's that. I will say this, I have noticed I'm not as hungry taking the berberine. And I've taken a little bit of heat this week from members of our community for taking a supplement to help with my hunger. The opinion is I shouldn't have to do that. Well, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have to do that. I did not start carnivore to be hungry all the time. I started carnivore to be comfortably stuffed, eat as much as I want, and not gain weight. But here I am, having gained 25 pounds. Hi there. Sorry, tons of dogs. Hi there. So I did not start carnivore to be hungry all the time and to never get full with eating meals. Now, I have been following some creators such as Bella Steak and Butter Gal, Kelly Hogan for many years, and even Lance. I was on Lance's live stream this morning, and he said that he was hungry on carnivore when he first started too, and he's been doing it 18 months. I've been carnivore for 9 months, and I have gotten up to 6,000 calories. And I know we don't count calories, but I think it's relative in this case, right? I think it's relative. So I got up to 6,000 calories and 300 grams of fat. So, and I was still hungry. I thought that was just a crazy amount. And I think over time that will regulate itself. But for now, I'm just going to use the berberine for assistance to help my hunger, to decrease that, because it is very frustrating. And honestly, I'm feeling so much better this week, even with all the stress with my husband's illness. That's why I decided to come out here and get in the sun and do some walking and come out here and get some sunshine. And again, I know that my glasses turn dark when I go get another prescription. Sorry, there's a little girl shouting. When I go to the doctor and get another prescription, I will maybe get some that don't have the photochromatic lenses. But for now, I wear bifocals and I need to see what I'm doing. So there's that. My goodness. Okay, now I'm gonna need hearing aids. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but the little girl shouting. You never know what you're gonna find down here on the Mishawaka Riverwalk, but it is a beautiful day. So I'm very happy about that. So for the foreseeable future, I'm going to continue on the berberine because it seems to be helping. And again, it's not for everybody. I'm not suggesting everybody take it. Okay, it is, I believe, a plant supplement, so probably not carnivore, but it is a tool in the toolbox for people like me to be able to use, right? And then finally, my interviews are winding down. I have a couple more, but if anybody's interested in coming on, you can email me, ketorockstars21@gmail.com. And there's also a link in Calendly underneath my channel description that you can come on and schedule your own interview. Now, if nobody schedules an interview, I don't go searching for people. I'm probably going to start doing cooking live streams again now that classes are over. Starting with the one with Thomas, Target Prime Rib, on March 29th at 7 p.m., right? So that is on the schedule. And if anybody else wants to do a cooking challenge with me, I would love to have you on. So again, just email me, ketorockstars21@gmail.com. Just wanted to get some of the scenery here, just because it's so pretty out here. This is the spot in the river that is very peaceful and serene. Okay, so another thing, oh my gosh, I'm getting hissed at by a goose. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, so this morning when I spent time with my husband, we were watching a program, hi there, we were watching a program, so we are attempting to cancel some of our streaming services. And there's a few that we can't cancel because they're bundled and we're getting discounts on them. But there's a couple that are outside of the streaming service. One of them is Angel Studios. And unfortunately, we've been paying like $12 a month for it, not really watching it. We did watch, we got it to watch Joe Salatin, the lunatic farmer, which if you don't know who he is, he's a regenerative farmer that's been doing regenerative farming for years. Really incredible story. Again, you can watch that on Angel Studios. And then there's another show that we watch on there called Homestead. It's kind of a action, like end of world type thriller about homesteading. It's really good. Really, really good. So before we cancel that, we're catching up on that program. So we watched about 2 episodes this morning. And then tonight, there's a movie on there that I really want to watch called Solo Mio with the guy from King of Queens. Can't think of his name right now, but he's funny. He's a comedian. But it's kind of like a love story rom-com. Yes, I hear you over there. They're honking at me today for sure. So we're probably going to watch that tonight after dinner. And that will be fun. So we're trying to catch up on all our programs so we can cancel that. We're also going to cancel Peacock, which is what we need to watch some of the Notre Dame games. But obviously, Notre Dame doesn't start back up till the fall, so we can cancel it for a few months while he's not getting Social Security. Because we're going to be living off of just my income for a while, which is fine. We've been planning for this. So there's that. Okay, something else I wanted to talk about, and again, we're at the end, I'm halfway through, is what makes a good health coach. I think There are people in this community that think just telling somebody what to do is what a health coach does. And really, my eyes were open because in my private group, that's what I just used to do, right? I used to tell people, just don't eat pasta, don't eat bread, don't eat potatoes, eliminate this, eliminate gluten, eliminate sugars, eliminate seed oils. But there's more to coaching than just telling people what to do. What health coaching really is about listening, asking people what their goals are, right? And what they're not willing to do to meet their goals. Some people, they're just beginning this journey, where some of us have been on it almost 10 years. And sometimes in the beginning, people aren't willing to give up a carrot or, fruit or vegetables. And that's okay. Just because we're carnivore does not mean that as a coach, we can't help people make whole food adjustments to their diet. Our goal as a coach is to help clients with baby steps. Now, some people are all in, all or nothing, and that's great. But some people, that's how they fail, is when they bite off more than they can chew all at once, right? So, that being said, sometimes maybe people aren't willing to give up, diet soda right off the bat, or, their Quest chips, which we all know are junk food, keto junk foods. But maybe by eliminating the bread, the pasta, getting to under 100 total carbs or less, helping people make sustainable, smaller adjustments, eventually, I believe that people will realize that, and this is what I did in the beginning of my journey. At first I removed this. Then I added in some homemade keto bread because I was like, oh, you can have keto bread on keto as long as it's homemade. So I added that back in. I did add in some of the keto products, right? And then I realized that when I added those things back in, I didn't meet my goals. So as a health coach, it is not about saying, no, you can't absolutely not do this, that, and the other. It's about helping the client realize over time, make tiny adjustments, tiny tweaks, tweak some more. And then by listening to them and asking them how they felt about the changes they made this week and how they felt about their progress, and make small suggestions. And they are just simply that, they are suggestions. Ultimately, we are not to prescribe or tell people, if you want to lose weight, if you want to reduce inflammation, you must do this, because that's being prescriptive, right? It's about being a cheerleader, as Dr. Nelson so eloquently put it this week. Being a cheerleader for the customers. Hi! Hi there! Yes, you're sweet. Hi there! I just made a friend. I forget what I was saying now because I just got licked by this adorably cute puppers. So sweet. I think what I was saying before is we're the cheerleaders, right? Dr. Nelson said we are to provide information, make suggestions, but ultimately it's up to the clients what they're willing to do, not to do, and what they're willing to change and not change. And then we are not to chastise or put down somebody who maybe wasn't able to meet their goals this week. It's more of a learning experience. So if we set a plan and the client, for whatever reason, stress, having sleep issues, most clients know what to do. For whatever reason, they can't execute it. And a lot of times, poor sleep, stress, lack of sunlight, lack of exercise get in the way of execution. I know that in my own experience, those have been the things that have derailed me. It's not for lack of willpower, because I certainly have that. I have sustained low calorie, even keto diets for a long time. So if you want to talk to anybody about willpower, I know all about that. And sometimes the willpower just isn't enough anymore. Sometimes your body does what it's going to do, i.e. gain weight, even though you're supposedly eating all the right things and eating very cleanly. Hormones have a lot to play with it. And as we age, those things change. So what worked at age 40 isn't necessarily working at age 50. And I'm living proof of that. So if anybody is out there coaching clients without having gone through a certification program, I highly recommend that you go through the certification program. And I recommend kilts. I also recommend PhD. That one's a little bit more expensive, but if money is an issue, the kilt certification program is amazing. And I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video on how you can sign up for that, and you can tell them AmyDavis sent you, Rockin' Coach Amy, because I did learn a lot in both classes, and they were slightly different. If you want to know what the differences are to both of those coaching courses, feel free to shoot me an email, and I will explain what I learned from each class. Hi there.
Hi.
So I will explain the differences, what I liked about both, maybe what was, some of the challenges of both. But again, the link for the Kilts health coaching course is in the description. And I think if you talk to anybody else who took Kilts, they will agree. It was totally worth every penny. PhD was too, I will just say that. But like I said, PhD was a little bit more expensive, so if someone's being economical about it, the Kilts health coaching course is definitely a discount compared to PhD. I just wanted to give a different perspective. Here's the red bridge. In the distance is the steeple of my church, St. Joseph Catholic Parish in Mishawaka. And then there's the ironworks with the ice skating rink over there. And then here are those apartments that I showed you the other day. Just a little different view. And then down further is the Main Street Bridge, which I drove over the other day. Oh, one other correction I want to make. In the last Riverwalk video, I erroneously called the smokestack the Unaroll smokestack, but that was demolished in the 90s. My dad so graciously pointed out the smokestack was the Cam Island Brewery smokestack. So that is the shorter one. They demolished the taller one. That is the one that is still standing that I showed in the previous video. So I just wanted to make a correction. Carnivores make mistakes too, right? Okay, we are getting ready to walk under the bridge again. This is the Main Street Bridge. And in a distance, you can see the black walking bridge. That's essentially the end of the walk. Such a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day for a walk on the Riverwalk. Thank you all for coming with me today. I encourage you all to use this as your daily motivation to get out, get some sunshine, especially if it's nice out, and get some fresh air, and go for a walk and get that blood pumping. See you all in the next video. Take care.